That's a hot question. Can everyone hear without the microphone? I want to be supervisor because I love this city and I want to see it working again. I've spent 14 years working for you, the people of the city and county of San Francisco. 5 years in neighborhood services, fixing potholes and dealing with garbage issues and dealing with developments like the One Church Street development. I was a Recreation Park Commissioner. I voted on parks, Eureka Valley Rec Center and Upper Noe Rec Center. I missed the Harvey Milk Rec Center by a couple of months. I co-chaired Bevan Duffy's first campaign, Surfaces Legislative Aid. For the last 5.5 years, I've been a prosecutor, handling public safety, putting burglars, people who commit assaults, people who drive without a license, almost everything in between, and making sure that they pay for the crimes that they're guilty. I see potential in this city. I see neighborhoods that need improvement. I see problems that need fixing, and I see too much infighting at City Hall. What I offer that is different from the other people at the stage, all of whom are very talented and great people, is the ability to work with everyone to get things done. You're not going to see Middle East statements from me. You're not going to see, meatless Mondays, those kinds of things. I want to infuse city contracting dollars back into San Francisco. I want to take 1,100 foreclosed properties and turn them into homes for teachers, cops, and firefighters. I want to get things done again. That's my record. That's what I offer. And that's what I'd like to do. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks, Rebecca. All right. Bill, how do you want to be supervisor?
Well, thanks everyone for coming out. I was a lot like you guys. I've never been in politics before. I've been in these audiences a long time. I've been in the city for 14 years, and after a while, I got frustrated with what was going down at City Hall, and especially the Board of Supervisors. I own rental property in the city. I own my home. I've built businesses here. I've worked for Oracle, and I just thought I needed a say. There's 11 board supervisors, and not one of them really has a really strong private sector business background. And I think that's extremely important at this point when we're 522 million in the hole. We're going to be 700 million in the hole in a few months, and it looks like we're going to be about 3 billion in the hole in 2 years. And no one is really taking seriously where we can cut waste, improve efficiencies, and really build back up our tax base by incentivizing businesses to hire people. Jobs, jobs, jobs in this economy, right? San Francisco is notoriously known to be really unfriendly to businesses. I've actually been there and actually started this, so I know firsthand how to get something started in the city, and it is a nightmare. We need to stimulate job growth, and we have a very distinct plan of how we're going to do that. We need sustainable growth in our city. We need balance on the board. Those things are the ones I want to bring back to San Francisco and to the Board of Supervisors. So I look forward tonight and your questions, and if you have any questions, a lot of you have my web address. It's billfordistrict8.com, and I look forward to talking to you tonight.
Thank you, Bill. And next up, Rafael.
Thanks, everybody, for coming out. And I'm running because this city has been just extraordinarily good to me. And I think that politics and the Board of Supervisors, work on the Board of Supervisors is a way that I can give back and work on the issues that I have been working on over the last 10 years and the issues that really matter to San Franciscans. Came to San Francisco in 1985 when I was 11. I went to middle school and high school here, went away for college, got a master's in public policy from the Kennedy School of Government, focusing on housing, urban economic development, and transportation. Got a law degree from Berkeley, and for the last 10 years I've been representing local governments and affordable housing developers on land use issues, development questions, and tax questions, how to raise the revenue that local governments have needed to pay the bills in these tough times in California. In my non-professional life, I've been active in the Jewish community, on the Jewish Community Relations Council, on the Board of Transportation for a Livable City, and I've been on a commissioner on the Building Inspection Commission and the Board of Appeals. And I've been active in the Democratic Party as president of the Noe Valley Democratic Club, the Harvey Milk Democratic Club, and I've been elected 3 times to the Democratic County Committee. The issues that I've worked on, primarily, housing, having helped build thousands of units of affordable housing around the Bay Area, having worked for the ill-fated housing bond a few years ago, and having stood up for tenants, longtime tenants, on the Board of Appeals when real estate speculators were using the building permit process to evict them and get around the protections they would have been afforded under San Francisco law. I think those are some of the reasons I've been endorsed by the Affordable Housing Alliance and the Tenants Union. I think my work on healthcare is the reason that I've been endorsed by the California Nurses Association. My work on transportation and environmental issues has earned me the endorsements of the Sierra Club, the League of Conservation Voters, and the Bike Coalition. And I also have the support and endorsement of the Green Party and the Democratic Party, and I'd love to have your support as well.
Finally, the fourth candidate is Scott.
Hi everyone, I'm Scott Wiener. Thanks for being here tonight. I'm also running for Supervisor in District 8. And I'm running because I want to focus on the basics of running a city, not getting involved like our board sometimes does in whether it's international relations or whether it's banning toys and Happy Meals or all the other things that don't impact our day-to-day quality of life. And that's what I want to focus on. I've been living in this neighborhood for the last 13 years. I live over at 17th and Diamond. And before that, I was at 19th and Collingwood. I'm a deputy city attorney in the San Francisco City Attorney's Office, where I have worked with just about every city agency at some point in time, so I understand how our city government works and how it doesn't work. I've also been deeply involved in this community for the 13 years that I've lived here. I am one of the people who built the LGBT Community Center as board treasurer and then co-chair, taking it from a hole in the ground through construction, financing, and the hiring of our first 2 executive directors. I was the president of my neighborhood association, the Eureka Valley Neighborhood Association, where I served with Dennis and with Gary. I'm the only person sitting up here, to my knowledge, who's been on a neighborhood association board, let alone president. I co-founded Castro Community on Patrol, which Peter mentioned before, which is a neighborhood walking patrol that we started when there was a spike in violent crime in the neighborhood. Politically, I was the chairman of the San Francisco Democratic Party when we rebuilt the party and registered 15,000 voters, and I co-chaired the LSB Toklas LGBT Democratic Club. So I don't just talk about issues, I don't just talk about what I want to see happen, I do the work and I get it done, and that will serve me and you well if I'm on the Board of Supervisors. I'm honored to have the support of about 500 District 8 residents who formally endorsed me, as well as Senator Mark Leno, Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Mayor Newsom, as well as the police, the firefighters, the janitors, and the healthcare workers. Thank you.
All right.